Welcome to Communing with Divine, a podcast where I share my spiritual quest and the lessons and the insights that I've received from many divine beings and energies during meditation. I am your host, Meraki. Now, let's begin. Hello and welcome back. We're on the 11th episode of the first season of Communing with Divine, and you're all very, very welcome. I'm just going to get right into this. I am going to say I'm a little bit hoarse today, so I hope it's not too irritating to listen to. But having said that, let's begin. May the 11th, 2022. I'm doing my calling in, and I just called upon the goddess Aletheia. I'm thanking her for shining a light on all of these truths so that I can learn and I can grow. She's trying to explain to me about the third dimension, about the rules that govern the third dimension. You could call them truths, but they're not truths as in a higher truth. They're just truths as in rules that govern the third dimensional reality. And she's saying that sort of like a playbook or a rule book, there are sub-caveats or sub-conditions. I don't know how to describe it. She's showing me this book, and there's this rule, and she's showing me number 3, which is obviously a reference to the third dimension. And so you see the number 3 rule, and then below it are sort of bullet points underneath that are conditions, conditions that affect the rule. So you can have the rule engaging fully, or you can have a partial engagement to the rule, and there are also overrides to the rules. At the moment, she's showing me faith as an example, that sometimes the sheer belief in God's power or the power of the divine to heal can actually heal someone of something that they shouldn't have been able to have been healed from. That's an example of one of these subsections or overrides, and we would call this particular type of override a miracle. Or miracles. She's explaining that for something like this to happen, a miracle, the faith of a person has to be complete and intense, and the intent of the person must be pure. There has to be complete purity. In other words, there's no bargaining. No, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. That's not purity. In this example that we're talking about here, anyway, there has to be such I'm seeing a handing over, an acceptance of whatever outcome God or the divine determines to be best. So let's say that someone who has incurable cancer goes to Lourdes. A very small percentage of those cases receive complete healing. The goddess is explaining to me that the trip in and of itself may be healing to some degree. The quest... No, hang on. She's showing me the pilgrimage. That's the words. These are the words she's using. The pilgrimage, in and of itself, has healing and insight built within it. So even if the illness isn't reversed or healed, the person has still gained something deep and significant, such as being at peace with their illness and the outcome. People also find solace during these pilgrimages. And all of these are also miracles, even though the illness itself may remain. There are gifts within the pilgrimage for those who are open to them. For those who are able to heal fully, the experience, the miracle, as I said, she's calling it a miracle, is an intense experience. These people approach the pilgrimage with complete humility, with complete acceptance of God's will or the will of the divine. They're supplicating themselves in front of God, in front of the divine, and saying, "Thy will be done." They go with complete belief and faith that if it is God's will, God will heal them. It's actually quite an extraordinary vibration to hold. Their vibration, when they supplicate themselves to the will of the divine while holding complete faith, is extraordinary. It's really quite extraordinary and very moving. It seems that the pilgrimage acts as an opportunity for them to maintain and hold that vibration of complete faith, humility, and the acceptance of what is. of whatever the outcome is, without holding the resonance of bitterness or despair, of hopelessness or loss of faith if the outcome is not achieved. This is not a vibration that can be faked. I'm watching this and I'm somewhat feeling it. This is a phenomenal and humbling energy. I don't know that I could ever have that energy or hold that energy. I'm working on it, but wow. I mean, they are literally like babies handing themselves over into the care of the divine, into the hands of God, knowing that they may not be healed. And they accept it and look forward to literally changing form so that they can be closer to God, closer to the divine, and be on the other side of the veil without the blindness or sense of separation. This is a level of faith that I have heard about, but I have never really considered. I've never seen it, I've never felt it, and it's absolutely indescribable. And now the goddess Aletheia is showing me other people. With these other people, there's a sense of despair, of hopelessness, of last-ditch effort. They're begging, please. There's fear and there's panic in these people. There's desperation within them. And I can see them next to the other group of people who hold full faith with full acceptance. They are calm, they're at peace, they're resigned to the will of God fully. There is no fear, no desperation, no hopelessness. They are so grounded in their faith that whatever God or the divine chooses, they accept as being right for them. So grounded in their faith and the acceptance of the will of the divine, that there is no fear, no desperation. This is actually mind-blowing to me, to see it and to feel the difference between the two groups of people. It's really an extraordinary experience for me. Now I'm watching these people walking up to the water in a place that I don't recognize. It's not Lourdes. It doesn't look like it. This is somewhere else. It's a very ancient place, an ancient river, I think. And these people just have total trust. It's very interesting to me because they have the complete faith that they can be healed and that they will be healed, with the caveat that it will happen if it's God's will or the will of the divine, knowing that if it's not, they won't be healed, and they fully accept both outcomes. They're resonating with a complete vibration that they will be healed, while at the same time accepting whatever outcome occurs. The complete love for divine, for God, is just, I'm having a hard time describing this because there is no duality within them at this particular moment. It's really remarkable. I'm just watching this one person in awe. The feeling of the humility and the trust and the love and acceptance, it's just, I don't think I've ever seen or experienced anything quite like this. The goddess Aletheia says, with this, there is an override. I ask if she means an override for this particular rule that we're looking at right now. The goddess shakes her head and says, no, with this is the override for all. From what I'm understanding, many rules or truths of the third dimension have provisions or provisos that relate to a specific rule or truth only. The only constant override that can be applied to all rules and all truths is this one, if I'm understanding what she's saying properly. She's saying we should never tempt fate or test the divine. Never test the override, because if the vibration of this approach is not pure, like the one that I've just been observing and describing, then it's not an override. Aletheia is saying tempting fate is not faith. And she's showing me an image of Jesus standing at the edge of a high place. This is to remind me of the story of Jesus where the devil comes to him after fasting for 40 days and says something like, if you're really God's son, throw yourself off and God will send his angels to save you. And Jesus is like, no way, that's tempting God and I'm not going to do that. So the devil is basically questioning Jesus' status and also his faith in God. And Jesus is basically replying that he has faith, but he also has respect. So he refuses to do it. I think this is the whole get behind me, Satan story. This lesson's really important She's showing me this lesson, this type of faith, because I understand it in theory, but not in practice. She's sort of laughing at me now because part of my mind is totally dedicated to this, and another part of my mind is running ridiculous laundry list scenarios that I keep trying to stop, but I can't. The goddess Aletheia is going to explain to me why my mind is doing this. She's asking me when this began, this laundry list. It began when I became overwhelmed emotionally by the vibration and the complete trust of the people that she showed me. Up until then, I was 100% focused and following what she was saying without distraction. But when I became overwhelmed emotionally, the laundry list in my head started. She's asking me, why do you think that is? It's a sidestep, I think. It's a sidestep because I have a fear that I can never attain what these people are exhibiting. So, as I'm experiencing this really beautiful moment of insight and truth in the human spirit and our divine spirit and what we can accomplish, what we can resonate like, this fear jumps up, and I don't want to accept the fear, so it tries to distract me from its presence, and it's a laundry list. And I'm thinking to my brain, are you kidding me? Where is this coming from? So it was the fear trying to distract me from connecting and feeling even just a little bit of this beautiful and perfect vibration, of this person vibrating, of these people vibrating at the level that they are, in the way that they are. Like, how do they do that? It's so beautiful. The complete humility and trust is just like a child. The goddess Aletheia is asking me, what is your vibration? My vibration is childlike innocence. It's innocence, which is childlike joy with complete trust. So that's my vibration. And in fact, if I understand properly what she's showing me, it's actually the vibration that we all come in with. That's why she's showing this to me. As we live our lives, we form layers of pain and of fear that separate us from our true vibration. That's why I reacted to this so emotionally. I recognized it. And I've been separated from my true vibration for so long. I miss it. So seeing it and feeling it was overwhelming. The goddess Aletheia is saying to me that when I came here, when I was born into this life, as we all are, this is how I was. I had no fear. I was filled with unconditional love, joy, and trust. And that trust was destroyed by the adults and the situations around me. And then the joy was muted, is I think what she's saying. It's still there, but it's muted. And my loving heart was hurt. And so my throat chakra shut down and my third eye became clouded. This separation from my true vibration all came from this pain in childhood, or from childhood. She's saying to me, you must continue to do this work. You must fully reconnect. She's explaining that only then can I help and shine light for other people to help them find their way back to their true vibration. She says to me, you cannot do this from the shadow. We can all attain this kind of trust and humility, love and acceptance of the will of the divine, because it's a part of our original and true vibration. What made this so hard and so emotional for me was to see and to feel the vibration that I should hold. The separation from it has caused me deep sadness, and the pain of the separation came forward when I was experiencing this. But that's why the goddess Aletheia showed this to me, so that I could feel it again, even just for a fleeting moment, and remember. I don't know what to say to her for showing me this and allowing me to feel just a little bit of it for a fleeting moment, to see and feel the purity of that vibration. But I am so grateful, and I thank her. I give her a hug, and she says to me, keep working. The sage Balthazar and Melchior have come forward. They're speaking with me about my throat chakra and asking me how it feels. And I'm saying that, yes, I felt it in my throat. I felt all of it. So they're going to put something into my heart, my throat, and my third eye. They look like two little balls of their own light. And I think their knowledge and understanding, no, their wisdom that will work to break down the lack of truth that causes the separation for me with my true self. But I must continue to do the work myself as well. I can't just rely on this. This is like a turbo boost, is what they're explaining. So if I do my work, and when I do my work, these little balls of energy will engage and multiply the effects of the work that I'm doing. But if I don't do anything, they're just going to sit there. But if I do the work, they're explaining that they will supercharge the energy and the effects of my work. Thank you both so much. Jesus has come forward. He's saying to me that this lesson today was extremely important. He says, understand that all miracles, whether done by a spiritual master or an ordinary person, are achieved because a person attains this particular state that I was shown today. They attain that vibration, that energetic vibration, that state of being, complete faith and trust with no attachment to the outcome. Mary Magdalene has come forward. She's giving me a hug. She says that I can do this work successfully, and that when I do, my third eye will open perfectly. She's explaining that my crown chakra is already opened and unfettered. It's the processing within my third eye that gets in the way. So she's putting energy into my third eye chakra that will help to clear things, and she's telling me that I must do my work. They keep reinforcing this today, so I guess it's part of my lesson for the day. The unicorn is with me. I just absolutely love the unicorn. It's purity. I'm sort of a child of that, a small part of it. As I explained before, we really all are. The unicorn is beaming silvery energy into all of my chakras. It's like a charging up and then blowing out, and then it returns to charging up again. Reiki energy is also involved in this process as well. So the energy is coming into my chakras, charging up or building up, and then blowing out. I'm assuming older, lower vibrating energy, and then charging up again in a reoccurring pattern. Now, the unicorn is calling forth my soul. My soul comes out of my body in a wispy sort of a way. It's standing there in front of me, exuding its own beautiful light. The unicorn says, it's time now, and he's putting a gentle, very gentle light around my soul, which seems to be both protecting it and energizing it, strengthening it, maybe. The unicorn is saying, shine forth. Nothing can harm you. Shine forth. You can never be truly damaged. Shine forth. Remember who you are. Shine forth, child. Your vessel is ready. Shine forth. Your vessel loves you, cherishes you. Shine forth. It is time. Now my soul returns to my body. I can feel it expanding, filling my body with its light. It's quite remarkable. I feel very tingly, all vibrating. I'm speaking to my soul. I'm saying welcome. I'm honored to have you. I'm honored to be a part of you and be a part of your journey. You are most welcome here. You are most loved. Shine forth, shine on. So be it. When the unicorn said the vessel is ready, it didn't mean that I don't have a lot of work to do. And the unicorn let me know that as it was saying the vessel is ready. But what the unicorn was saying was that I've reached a point now where I'm ready for my soul to start shining, to shine forth. And as my soul shines forth and I continue to do my work, we will be working together as one, instead of me working against it and it shrinking down because I was working against it. Sort of like that, I think. Am I right? The unicorn says yes, that I'm correct within my limited capabilities to explain it. The unicorn is explaining that he was just syncing us. We had become out of sync. So my body, the vessel, had become so filled with fears and wrong thinking and things like that it was out of sync with my soul vibration. And my soul had sort of shrunk down, almost forgotten itself in a way, staying out of the way and not interfering with the choice of the vessel. In fact, my soul did this out of respect for the vessel, because this is the third dimension, and so the vessel seems to direct things, or rather the vessel has great influence as to the path, and it's up to the vessel to choose to be in sync with the soul. It has to choose to work with the soul, because we don't have to. This is so interesting. We are two totally separate entities that are combined as one, or trying to work together as one, with the less enlightened part, the vessel, being in charge, and the higher and more enlightened part, the soul, just patiently waiting and hoping that we wake up and become present and aware of its presence and reconnect with it. It gives us nudges now and again, but whether we recognize and respond to those nudges is another issue. Sometimes there's a lot of work that has to be done before this can happen, whereas with some people it happens spontaneously and suddenly. They have a moment of awareness or clarity that acts as like a reset button. But for most of us, we have to do the work, and it's slow and it can be arduous. But for me, now, with the work I've done, I was ready to resync. But there's more work for me to do. This isn't a reset button, the way I just described that some people are blessed enough to experience. I have a lot of work to do, and I need to get on it. The unicorn is explaining to me that there's still a lot of discordant thought energy and a lot of discordant ideas and beliefs that are not in sync with my soul. And so I must catch them as they come up. I have to continue to study and continue to do my practices. But also, most importantly, I need to continue to be aware and present always. I must remain aware and present at all times so that I can catch these things as they arise. Because all of the reading and learning and practicing, it's great. But if things come up and I don't immediately and in real time recognize them for what they are and I don't deal with them, then they can begin to grow and become dominant. They start very slowly, little wedge by little wedge, working their way in and causing damage and distance between myself and my soul. So, this is one of the most important things that I have to do, especially now, as things come up. I need to be completely aware of it and address things immediately. The unicorn says that just recognizing something prevents it from slipping in and forming a wedge. And once I recognize it, I can ask for help and I will receive it. The unicorn is explaining that this is the same for pain bodies or low vibrating entities that are not us. He's reminding me of the entity that approached me when I was meditating. I felt there was a man or a male figure standing at my door. I opened my eyes because I felt its presence so heavily and so clearly. Once I realized what it was, I immediately asked for help, and I also insisted myself that it leave. And it went. The unicorn is saying, you have all of us, all of the divine at your disposal to help you. We all do. The unicorn is emphasizing, we are here, we are always here, but the vessel must ask. He's emphasizing this, the vessel must ask, and we must all keep this in mind. I'm thanking the unicorn for everything that he's just done, the knowledge, the lesson, the understanding, and the amazing gift of syncing me back with my soul. He's responding, you're welcome. And now the unicorn is touching my crown chakra with his horn. He puts an oval, egg-shaped orb of energy around me for protection. And as I sit here, I can actually feel the pressure on my crown chakra. The unicorn is explaining that right now I'm a little bit vulnerable. After all of this clearing, all the connection, the insight, the engaging, and the syncing of the soul with a vessel, all of this work. So he's doing this to give me extra protection for the next few days or so, while all of this work and all of this change finds its balance. He's showing me an image of how water finds its level. It's the same sort of thing. Thank you. Mother Universe is with me now. I'm speaking to her and I'm saying good morning. This has been a really big day. What a meditation. I'm just blown away by all of this. Mother Universe responds, it is not a meditation. It is a doing. She's explaining, sometimes it is a classroom. It is a doing. It is not a meditation. It is a time of teaching and of growing. I understand. And you have a wonderful classroom. I love your classroom. So at this moment, the classroom for me is the womb of the universe. That's where I sit. I sit in the center of this universe because it's my reality. It's where I create my reality and I create my experiences. It's also where I learn my lessons and I'm given insight. It's where I heal, and it's where I connect to all that is. Sitting in the center of this, I'm surrounded by all of the planets and stars. I'm surrounded by the divine and all of those who I connect with and who help me. They watch over me, they protect me, guide me, and they heal me. And my bubble, where I create my reality, floats around the universe that is within Grandfather Void. And so we are all part of the void. When I sit in my classroom, I sit in a cross-section of energy completely connected to the all. The energy of the all flows to me and through me, and my own energy flows to them too. So there's a complete connection, a complete exchange, and it's beautiful. So this is how I see my classroom, and I love this classroom. And anyone can sit within their own classroom or their own universe, depending on how you want to refer to it. Anyone can call in the beings and the energies they want and construct the classroom the way they see fit that speaks to them. And the classroom can change at any time. Mine does. Sometimes beings or energies are present, but they're not clear to me. But they come into focus when I'm ready for them. And other times beings or energies will just come to teach me a certain lesson and then they'll leave again. So they're like a guest speaker in class or something like that. So it's a dynamic place, and it's a place of great learning and growth, and it's available to everyone. And it's tailor-made and unique for each person, and I think that's amazing. All anyone has to do is sit down and ask for it to be done, or choose to have it done in the way that they want. It's just that simple. It's such an honor to be able to sit in this classroom with all of these beings and energies, and I want to thank all of them for being with me and for helping me. May 15th, 2022. I've been dealing with some intermittent sadness over the last few days, and I'm not sure why. I'm asking the divine to help me to understand and to heal. The Archangel Raphael says to me, these are old hurts, old sadness that are resurfacing. This is the core hurt. So there have been many different situations and many different triggers, but it's the same hurt. It is the core hurt. The Archangel Raphael is explaining to me that the core hurt for me was being rejected summarily as a person, for the person who I am at my core. She's helping me to understand that this is a really big thing. It's not just that I was rebuked or someone yelled at me and I didn't understand why, or because I made a mistake or spilled something and made someone mad. This was a real attack on the core of my being, and I felt it on an extremely deep level. And so this is why it's such a big deal for me. So while this damage was being done to me initially through my mom when I was very young, the pain, the hurt, the damage was solidified when my dad, when I was 7, chose not to stand in my defense, and I became a sacrifice to their miserable marriage. But it was easier for him to join her than it was to protect me. Because instead of my dad coming under fire and being a target for my mom's anger, they joined forces to point out all of my perceived failings and weaknesses. And when this happened, she left him alone because he became a useful tool. And so he hid behind me in a way. And also, I served as a target for them to unload their personal and marital frustrations, pain, and anger at. So it served a purpose for them, but I paid the price. What began with my mom was reinforced by my dad, which was that I was flawed to the core, that I had no value as I was, as myself, that I needed a complete overhaul, and I needed to be someone else who was less flawed, as far as they were concerned. I was very blessed, though, because I did have the love and acceptance from my dad early on, until I was about 7. And also, other family members and other adults who were around me saw beautiful and valuable things in me. They encouraged me, and in some cases adamantly defended me when my parents' nastiness got out of hand. All of this was a gift and allowed me not to lose myself entirely. The Archangel Raphael seems to be indicating that all of the other things that have come up, of all the other hurts, none of them are as vital or as critical as this for my healing. I understand how important this is, but I just don't understand what to do, how to fully heal this. It keeps coming up. The Archangel Raphael says that many, many attempts will have to be made. As it comes up, every time I have to deal with it. I can't ignore it. I can't repress it. I can't rationalize it. I need to go within and find the child within, see the situation that is coming forward or presenting itself, and help my younger self to know that she is loved as she is, that there was nothing wrong with me, that there is nothing wrong with me, and that this was my parents' damage working itself out through me and on me. I then will work with the Archangel Raphael to deal with what has come up and to heal it. The Archangel Raphael is saying that I did well today and not to be discouraged when I have to revisit this core hurt, that I should know that I will be able to finally release and to heal this core hurt in time. The goddess Aletheia has come forward. She says to me, truth can be hard to see at times, and truth can be painful at times. This perceived pain is caused by your fear of truth, not by truth itself. She's making the point that today I looked for truth and I found love and healing, not pain. And she's right. She says, fear not what is truth. Fear not what is truth. Freedom and healing lie within truth. She says that it's my fear that stands in the way of me seeing truth. So I think things are hidden from me when they're actually not at all. I'm hiding them from myself. She's reminding me that I can call on her at any time to reveal truth, and I thank her for that. I'm asking her if there's anything that needs to be revealed today, and she says that what needed to be revealed has been already, and that the part that I was just working on is the part that felt the sadness and did not feel worthy. She's explaining that the sense of not feeling worthy is transferring into this resistance to my inner work, to my meditations, the lessons and the healing, because I'm carrying a fear that in the end I will not be worthy, not worthy of the healing, not worthy of the goals that I'm working towards. She's explaining that the pain bodies that I dealt with today have been transmuted, but until I am ready to fully accept truth, which is that I am worthy, I am divine, and I am perfect as I am, until I'm willing to accept that fully, then the pain bodies can return because there can be remnants left that I don't allow to be fully transmuted, even though I say that I want them to be. I do remember being taught this before, and if you followed me through all my episodes, you'll remember that as well. So she's just highlighting that I'm still doing that, but she says that I'm not ready to fully release them, and that that's okay. So thank you. The sage Melchior and the sage Balthazar have come forward and are speaking. They say, do not lose faith. Do not lose belief in the self. They are saying that today was a hard day and that I'm right in the middle of shifting a lot of energy, and so I need to take the time to allow these things to process through me. And that when these shifts happen, they move other things as well, things that I may not recognize. And so things will be revealed, things will be uncovered, light will be shown upon things, and this will happen. I will feel these things, and this is totally normal. They're saying that working in the garden is very good for me, because with all of this energetic work that I'm doing, working in the garden allows me to ground myself and allows my physical form to process the energetic changes and shifts as well. This is an important part of my ability to work through the energetic shifts. Also, the yoga that I do is extremely important. Mother Universe is speaking to me now. She says, child, do not despair. She's explaining that this is all part of the process, and so I shouldn't be disheartened. And I thank her for her encouragement. I thank everyone who helped me today. I also want to thank all of you for joining me today, and I hope I see you again for the next episode, episode 12, which I should be posting soon. Have a great day, and thanks again.